Hey, I'm supposed to sit here. Say hi. This is the Street Guardian SGGCX2PRO. It's a dash cam with both front and rear facing cameras, and I have it right here. As a video producer, I spend a lot of time on the road and often store my precious camera and filming equipment in my vehicle in unfamiliar areas. And this is where this dash cam comes in. And I'm gonna discuss what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Just a heads up, this was provided to me by Street Guardian for review purposes. Not gonna pull any punches here. The SGGCX2PRO, which I'm gonna start calling the X2 Pro because that is seriously a long name, contains the Sony IMX291 X-R sensor, which is a CMOS sensor or a CMOS sensor. And that is seriously impressive. A fun little fact about Sony sensors, they dominate the camera industry. Canon and Fuji cameras, for example, all contain sensors manufactured by Sony for Canon and Fuji. So the IMX291 X-R that this Street Guardian contains is a seriously good camera sensor. The new sensor is also backlit illuminated, so even more light can be captured at night than in the previous Street Guardian dashcam models. The Street Guardian X2 Pro dashcam also has an optional rear camera. So if someone's aggressively tailgating you on the highway or someone else rear ends you, you'll get it all on video. This feature is a lifesaver, and it can mean the difference between an at-fault collision or a no-fault collision. The X2 Pro also has audible error alerts, gapless recording without overlap, so you won't miss crucial moments between clips. And it also supports larger memory card sizes, as if the 32GB micro SD card that it comes with isn't enough for you. But the real test is how well the SGGCX2PRO performs on the road in a variety of conditions. So let's go outside and test all that right now. I had this X2 Pro installed by a professional electronics installer, and the first thing that he commented on was how easy it is to install. This dashcam has a split cord cover with 2 height choices, which makes the installation process much easier. And having an easier and faster install means that your installer will charge fewer labor hours. It's a smart design decision that saved me a lot of money from the start. And the X2 Pro hides itself nicely. I personally want my dashcam to be hidden and out of my own sight while I'm driving so I can eliminate distractions. But small form factor also means small, tiny buttons. And the X2 Pro's buttons are quite small. So if you're in a hurry, you could have a hard time finding the right buttons to press. And the buttons aren't backlit, so it's difficult to see and use the X2 Pro's buttons, especially at nighttime. And the display screen, while nice and bright, is very small, which makes it tough to see the many nested menus and small text that appears on the X2 Pro screen. This dashcam also has a high FPS recording mode. It can record at 60 frames per second at 1080p. I personally don't have much of a use for this feature, but the fact that this dashcam can do slow motion recording and keep the image nice and clean is seriously impressive. Just check out this car wash in slow motion. So let's have a look at some footage. As you can see, the Street Guardian SGGCX2PRO's footage seriously looks great. And so does the rear SGR291 cameras. It even looks nice and clear at night, with its advanced CMOS sensor effectively keeping the low light noise within acceptable levels. Very sharp images, and that high bitrate recording means that we're capturing a lot of detail. You can even zoom in a bit to extract some extra details if you need to. I can even brighten up the images and it doesn't get too noisy or too damaging to the original footage. And the recorded video files don't require any strange proprietary software to view the 2-channel footage. The camera nicely organizes the video files into A files for front camera recordings and B files if you're recording on the rear cam. Nice and easy. And if you really want to get detailed with your footage, you can download Street Guardian's free dashcam viewer and get every detail from your recorded trip's metadata, from your traveling speed to compass direction to a real-time Google Maps location view. And then there's the parking mode. Parking mode leaves the camera recording after the vehicle's ignition is turned off. So if anyone messes with your car while it's parked, you'll catch them in the act. Terrible things happen to cars when they're parked in the darkness for hours, from hit and runs, to break-ins, to vandalism. So this is easily my favorite feature from the X2 Pro, but it does require the purchase of an extra $40 hardware kit. So do yourself a favor and buy the parking mode hardware kit. It's worth every penny. And it's simply amazing that this feature is available at this price point. And then of course, there's the deep freeze test. So one thing that's going to be really important is how well this dash cam stands up to extreme weather conditions. Let me show you how cold it is. Right now it's minus 14 degrees Celsius. Feels like minus 26. It is really cold right now. I've actually had dash cams that refuse to work in colder weather conditions. The moment it hits like minus 10 degrees Celsius, I've had dash cams just freeze, literally freeze up. And this car has been parked outside in this really cold weather for about 5 hours. So it's freezing in here. This is the moment of truth. Turns on, no problem. And it's recording. I love it. The X2 Pro is designed to run in conditions up to minus 40 degrees Celsius. That is nothing to scoff at. This tiny little tank just keeps on going. I've also owned about 4 other dashcam brands, and Street Guardian's customer support is the best that I've ever experienced. They respond quickly, they know their camera hardware, and they're very helpful. And that's such a relief because the dashcam market is flooded with all sorts of cheap overseas manufacturers who provide little to no after-sales support. So what's the verdict here? I've tested this camera in busy areas, in dead areas, and in sub-zero Canadian temperatures. And I love this dashboard camera. It's sturdy, it records great footage, it's reliable. That's all I need from a dashcam. Sure, its buttons and screen are kind of annoyingly small, and navigating the camera's nested menus are a bit tedious, but you won't find yourself in the menus too often. This dashcam is just packed with useful features. This is my favorite dashboard camera to date. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that everyone from the daily commuter to video creators who are on the move a lot found this useful. And thank you to the Street Guardian team for providing me with this dashcam for review. See you guys later.